Breaking news tonight, authorities are investigating two bodies found near an abandoned car in Norman, Oklahoma. The vehicle, authorities say, matches the description of a car believed to be driven by Lester Hobbs, who's wanted in connection with the kidnapping of 7-year-old Asia Johnson and the beating death of Asia's mother, Tanya Hobbs. Lester Hobbs allegedly snatched Asia in late January and hasn't been seen since.
I'm Pat Alama sitting in for Nancy Grace. As you just heard, this story is developing as we speak. Some very disturbing developments. Jessica Brown, PIO, Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, thank you so much. I know you're busy and you're taking time to speak with us, but we're very curious. Lester had a huge record, did he not?
He did, a violent record upon that.
Can you tell us about it?
I don't have anything in front of me because I'm out here at this scene, but I believe it was assault and battery, domestic violence, and he was possibly going back to prison for several warrants that were out for him.
Did he not have a court date that was upcoming?
He did. He had one. It was supposed to be that Monday prior to basically the killing of his estranged wife and the kidnapping of Asia, actually.
All right, now, as we speak, and if he is one of the bodies, it's rather a moot point in terms of, prosecuting, but he was charged with murder and kidnapping. Tell us what were the charges prior to you finding these bodies?
Well, the charges were just that, the murder of Tanya Hobbs and the kidnapping of her 7-year-old daughter, Asia. We were hoping to find, of course, both alive. What we're doing now with the investigation, we're trying to figure out if anybody may have been aiding him from his escape from the long arm of the law, basically, and if so, we want to prosecute them. We have no indication at this point in time anyone did that.
Well, all right, that's what I was just about to ask you. You don't have a reason to believe that there's an accomplice in any way?
Not at this point in time, no.
So, now, I suspect that you have been investigating the property where he lived prior to all of this. I mean, you've been keeping your eyes like a hawk on where you thought his whereabouts may be.
We've been searching most of Oklahoma where his relatives lived, where he has any friends, which he did not have many. Any area that he may frequent, we were going there and knocking on doors and really investigating different areas. And he had lived in Norman for several years. I don't have a timeline on when that happened, but it doesn't surprise us that we found him here in Norman.
Jessica, I know it's hard to say at this point, but motive. Give me a motive. Do you have a clue?
I don't know a motive. Possibly he was going back to prison and he didn't want to go, and I don't know if there was an argument that ensued that caused him to strike out at his estranged wife and then take her daughter. It's possible that her daughter actually witnessed that murder. We'll never know, of course. So it's really a mystery at this point in time as to why this happened.
Oh, such a heartbreaking mystery as well. And let me ask you this. Is there not another stepchild? In other words, the deceased mother, she had another daughter, correct?
Yes, she did.
And do you know if that child is safe and sound?
Yes, she is.
And, well, obviously you don't want to tell us her whereabouts, but is she going to be able to help you with this investigation at all?
She did help us at the very beginning, but I don't think that her help could go beyond what she did at the very beginning for us.
She's 13 years old?
I don't know how old she is.
Jessica,
older than Asia.
Okay, is it true? We've heard that Lester did not like the young child. Do you have any reason to believe that he had it out for this little child?
Well, in court records, it certainly stated that he had made threats against the child. So that's why we certainly were very concerned about her safety and tried to get information out to the public as quickly as possible. But we were always a step behind due to the fact that the murder, we believe, happened on Saturday. It wasn't discovered until Sunday, perhaps 24 hours later. So he got quite a jump on law enforcement.
Mm-hmm. But you don't know why he may have targeted this poor young child in particular?
Not in particular. She was there at the time, and she was easy prey.
But not the older one. He left the older one alone.
The older one was not in the camper at the time where this happened.
I see. So perhaps he was trying to protect himself by allegedly abducting the 7-year-old Asia.
Well, he was very selfish, so that's certainly an idea.
indeed the vehicle that Lester Hobbs disappeared in. And this is what everyone has been talking about the last few minutes. The vehicles from the state medical examiner's office have arrived here on the scene.